Hi, I'm John Sundquist, the Executive Director of American Baptist International Ministries. What you are about to see deeply touched my heart. It is the story of a harrowing experience that one of our finest missionaries, Charles Moore, experienced just before Christmas. Now, this tape was sent to us by John Allen, a fellow missionary about to return to the United States, and it was done in order for Charles' children to experience something of what took place. But I believe that God will use it to help you understand how important your prayers are for the cause of Christ in our world, and what a wonderful God we have, and how His power protects us beyond our ability to understand.
I want to tell you about the little experience I had in Bazair a couple of weeks ago. I was driving along in this car on my way to a retreat, and 4 young men were standing here to the left of the car with a 5th one lying on the ground. And they said, "Help us, this man is sick, we need to take him to the dispensary." As I didn't have any passengers, I got out of the car and climbed over in the back here to arrange my books so that they could all get in. And to my surprise, one of them jumped in the driver's seat, and they all jumped in from all sides. And they grabbed me here in the back of the car, and you want me to get in there? If you want to. Yeah, okay. They got, they told me they were taking over the car, and so I grabbed the car keys and fought with them, and they hit me in the head, they tried to bite me in the arm. They threatened me with 2 guns, even pulled the trigger on one, but it just made a click. So I thought their guns weren't loaded. And I showed them my Bible, and I showed them how it's written, "Jésus est vivant," Jesus is alive, here in the front of here. And told them that they couldn't succeed because they're working against God. And they took my belt off and tied up my hands, took my watch and my wedding ring and some money from my pocket, forced me down here on the floor here in the back, my head back here against the back door. And because I kept on talking and telling them that they were just the age of my own kids, and I felt very sad for them. I had pity on them and their parents, that surely it was a terrible thing they were trying to do and they couldn't succeed. That they would never forget this day, December 12th, 1992. And so then they tried to keep me quiet with a towel over my face. But I turned my face sideways and said that I'll keep quiet now, but God's Spirit will continue to talk to you, and you won't be able to quiet Him down. So then I kept my face down on the floor so they couldn't see that I could talk if I wanted to. They began to have trouble with the car, and I didn't know where they were taking me. And when the motor was racing, I thought the wheels were spinning. I thought they got into the mud. I thought maybe they were going to Angola. I could hear them talking about the 4-wheel drive, and they were trying to shift that and didn't know how to do it. Apparently the driver was not a real driver, and maybe a boy chauffeur or something, I don't know. But they kept having more and more trouble. I had no idea where we were going, but at one point the car stopped, and they raced the motor, and then I heard them asking a question, how do you fix this car or something, to someone outside. So I knew people were outside, so then I began to shout. And when I shouted, they all fled. They jumped out, all 5 from all the 3 doors here, and ran off in all directions. I looked up and saw people all around the car, and I said, "You saved my life." And I said, "They're thieves, chase them." And so they did. They stopped right in front of a garage at Kempesi, and the mechanic jumped in his little Jeep and chased one of them down and caught him, took him to the police station, and then got the police and their guns and came racing back past us. All the people cheered when they saw the police go by, and the police ran them down. Well, the thieves had gone all directions, but they got after the one that had the other gun. And then, to my surprise, the thief did have bullets in the other gun. Why he didn't shoot me, I don't know. But he did shoot one of the policemen. The policeman had to be taken to the hospital. And then the police opened fire on that thief and killed him, and discovered from his identity papers that he was actually a military himself from Kinshasa, who had gone down to Kempesi to participate in some theft. And apparently they were trying to hijack the car to take it to Kinshasa or someplace. Why they tied me up, took me along, I don't know. Why they didn't treat me worse, I don't know. I discovered they had knives in their bag that they left behind. 2 of them have been killed by the police now. 1's in jail, and 2 are free. But they left me right in front of a garage with a worn out clutch plate. They wore out the clutch in 10 kilometers. And I had another clutch plate at the house, and in 2 days we had the car running again. My wounds all healed immediately. I didn't even take any aspirin. I had no treatment whatsoever. God protected me in a marvelous way. Everybody at Kempesi. The next day I went to the market, the big market at Kempesi, and the women all cheered when they saw me. They all wanted to come over and touch me. Quite a hero there. But they're giving God all the credit. Everybody's saying, God is great, God is great. Even the policeman who was shot, the bullet entered him in the front and came out the side. It hit nothing but his rib, broke one rib. We saw him in the hospital, and he's praising God in the hospital, and we prayed with him too, and thank God for him. I was interviewed by the head of all the gendarme, the police network for our region for Bazaire, and they're all amazed that I came out of it so well. And so are all our friends here. But it was a real lesson for us about how great God is and what a wonderful family we have here in Zaire. That people just all shudder to think about what might have happened to me, and they all rejoice that I'm all okay. And we're all strengthened by it. It's very different from our experiences last year, where the police were the enemies. This year, the police were our friends. They're on our side, and they're fighting theft and banditry in our area. And the people are all with us too, so we're very encouraged by it. We recognize that this could have happened in California or New York or someplace else in the world just as well as here in Zaire. So we're not that upset by it. We're just thankful that I'm okay. And the car's okay. We can still use it for the Lord's work.
The sign on Charles Moore's car says, "Jesus is able." And you have just witnessed the truth of that statement. The situation in Zaire is tense. Everyone there is at risk. Thank you for listening. Will you continue to pray for your missionaries in Zaire? And will you pray for all who serve Jesus Christ on behalf of international ministries all around our world?